Today I want to talk a little bit about Albert Ostman. I've read a lot about him, and I think there are really compelling parts of his story that are always overlooked. But in case you're unfamiliar with Ostman, here's a condensed version. So Ostman was a logger, trapper, and prospector. He was born in 1893 and died at the age of 82. He took some time to pan for gold in the Toba Inlet, Canada, in the year 1924. He was warned by the local Klahoose tribe that the particular area he was heading for was home to mountain devils. Ostman ignored the warning and proceeded on his prospecting trip. Not long after setting up camp, it became evident that he had some kind of nocturnal visitor. He suspected it was either bear or porcupine, but on the fourth day at his camp it became clear that the visitors were something else entirely. He made the incredible claim that he was picked up in a sleeping bag and carried miles over the span of several hours. After he was discarded and the sun rose, he saw his abductors were none other than the mountain devils which he was warned about by the Klahoose tribe. He said that he didn't feel particularly threatened by the individuals, but he also felt he was not, quote, free to leave, as one Bigfoot was always there to watch him. After cohabitating with the troop of Sasquatch for a shocking 6 days, he made his escape by offering the sentinel Sasquatch chewing tobacco. Ostman claims that the Bigfoot tried to get the snuff out of his mouth by washing it down with coffee that Ostman had made, and this caused the creature to search for water, and that's how Ostman made his escape. Now, Ostman's story is pretty hard to swallow for even the most die-hard believers, but there are some points that are overlooked that I find remarkably credible. In his recounting of events to author and investigator John Green, he said that there were 2 big ones and 2 smaller ones, a mother, father, sister, and brother. He described them all as having wide jaws and a narrow forehead that slanted upward round at the back about 5 or 6 inches higher than the forehead. This is what primatologists and anthropologists call today a sagittal crest. It is extremely compelling that Ostman could describe a sagittal crest in the early 1900s, seeing as the extent of ape photography was much like this, and popular culture depicted apes like this. Neither depicts or emphasizes a sagittal crest. Ostman also said that the, quote, old man's eye teeth, or the adult male incisors, were much longer than the rest of the teeth, but not quite tusks, which is true in apes and to a lesser extent you and I. He said that the juveniles, or as he put it, the young fellow and the girl, were a bit over 6 feet tall and extremely agile. He said that as long as there was room for their big toe, they could grapple any tree or cliff. The adult female, or old lady, as he put it, was described differently. He said she was, quote, not built for beauty or speed, which sounds familiar to me. He said that she had very wide hips and a goose-like walk. Ostman also said they slept underneath a rock ledge that had loosely woven cedar and moss, not unlike primates today. He also described a game that the young fellow played. He said the young fellow would balance on his back while holding his feet in his hands, and then see how far he can propel himself with his rear. All primates play games, as we know. The famed cryptozoologist Ivan T. Sanderson interviewed Ostman and sketched one of the creatures. The sketch can be seen here, though Ostman said that only the females had the updo with their hair. Sanderson was impressed by the remarkable consistency of Ostman's story. Skeptics and researchers point out red flags in Ostman's story. For example, Ostman claimed that the Bigfoot brought his knapsack full of gear with him. But is that really so unlikely? I mean, to assume Bigfoot exists is to assume that they are extremely intelligent. They obviously are, or we would have found one by now. Maybe the Bigfoot knew that humans can't survive without the items they bring with them into the forest. People argue that surely the Bigfoot would have caught up with Ostman while he was making his give-or-take 25-mile escape. Well, maybe they let him go. Being choked half to death with snuff is a good indicator that things aren't really working out. And if the Bigfoot wanted to hurt Ostman in the first place, we never even would have heard of him. He would just be another person who went into the woods and never came out. As incredible as the story appears, there are equally credible reasons to believe it. Primates kidnapping humans is well documented, notably a baboon in South Africa that abducted an infant in 2002. I mean, to assume that Bigfoot exists at all is to function under the presumption that things like this must happen. Pretend for a moment that Sasquatch are more human-like than ape-like, then consider that, sadly, humans kidnap other humans all the time. We even kidnap other primates. Perhaps the Bigfoot troop was desperate to find the female a mate that was outside the bloodline. Either way, Police Magistrate A.M. Naismith wrote in a sworn affidavit that Ostman is a man of, quote, full mental capacity. Police Magistrate Naismith was, quote, unable to find a flaw in his character, nor a flaw in his story. Ostman also signed a solemn declaration which essentially made his story a legal matter under penalty of perjury under the Canadian Evidence Act. As noted in Mr. Hunter's book, The Search for North America's Incredible Creature, a man once accused Ostman's story of being made up. And Ostman said, I don't give a damn what you think. But now it's your turn. I want to know what you think. And remember, You can support your opinion without attacking anyone else's. And thanks a lot for listening.